Willie, autumn time, we're getting into the winter season, of course, and we're outside the stable of dual Gold Cup winner Boum Photo, who's maybe going to start a season a bit earlier than his traditional New Year's Day engagement at Tramore, possibly?
Yeah, I think so. Last year with COVID, he had too long a break, and I think it mightn't have helped him. And I think this year we'll probably get him out earlier, maybe go to Tramore as well after that, and might even, who knows, might even put in a run or a good gallop somewhere between that and Cheltenham. But I think all roads lead to Cheltenham. So he's starting his work, and possibly to John Durkin, something like that, maybe to start off. But that would fit in nicely with Tramore. So we'll see how we go with him.
How has he come back in? Of course, he ran a great race really in the Gold Cup to be third. He might have been at his best in Punchestown when he got beaten. He didn't jump maybe as fluently as he can do.
Possibly, but you know, he is a bit older. But I just think maybe he just had too big a break last year, and I think we can get him back to what he was, I think. And maybe last year just wasn't his best.
Willie, we're outside the box of the 2020 Cheltenham bumper winner Fernie Hollow. We haven't seen him since he won a maiden hurl at Boum Photo last year. That's worked out incredibly well. Yeah,
that, you know, he beat Bob Ollinger, and he went on and franked that form all year. This fellow has come back. He hurt himself that day, and I wasn't, you know, we just said we'd give him the season off. He's not a maiden over hurdles. He looks like a chaser. He's matured hugely for his season off. Being by Westerner out of a good time mare, you'd think possibly jumping. You know, we'll pop him over a few fences. He jumps well. You know, he won his point well, but I'll have a word with connections. I imagine he'll go novice chasing, but we'll have a word with Shively Park with Mrs. Thompson, Chris and Richard. So we'll see. We'll see what way, but I imagine he'll probably go chasing. If it doesn't work out, he can always go back hurdling, but he's lots of stamina. He has matured hugely, and I'm delighted with him.
And Willie, we're outside the box, of course, at Galloping des Champs, who were trying to entice out over the door. He was a very good winner of the Martin Pipe conditional jockey's hurl at Cheltenham, but he was the revelation, stepping up to 3 miles and winning that Grade 1 at Punchestown.
He improved all season. He's grown nicely too. He's probably a horse that we'll go novice chasing with. He's come back well. He's come back quite fit, I think, and he's getting himself ready much faster than he did last season. So I'm sure he's one we might see out earlier of our novice chasers.
Did he surprise you how he improved from Cheltenham to Punchestown?
He did, yeah. I mean, I think Sean O'Keefe gave him a great ride in Cheltenham, and then the horse just loved it, and he seemed to really. He got encouraged by his win, and it gave him confidence, and then we saw the benefit of that in Punchestown.
Willie, we're outside his stable, of course, at Kilcruit. One of your more exciting novice hurdlers, I'd say, to go to war with. Fantastic bumper horse.
Yes, he ran well in a bumper for my brother Tony, and then we bought him, and he'd been fantastic. I was hoping he might make a good jumper, a good chaser down the line somewhere, but fantastic as a bumper horse. You know, he ran very well second in Cheltenham, and then came back and turned the form around in Punchestown. He's by Stowaway. He's a very tall, light-framed horse. You know, looking at what he did in bumpers, I'm inclined to just go down the short route with him, especially being by Stowaway. You know, you might go down the 2 mile novice hurdle route. You know, we can always expand it later on in the season, but I'm happy that's where we'll start off. And we'll be aiming for the Supreme Novice, and you know, so that's where he is. He's a fine big horse. He's light framed, as I said. He'll probably start off early enough, and he'll come to hand quick enough, I think. Doesn't take an awful lot of work, so he doesn't. And he's one I'm looking forward to going over fences at some stage. You know, I mean, he's every inch a chaser too.
Definitely looks it, and a name, of course, real bit of history for your family to it.
Yeah, Kilcruit is my mother's home place, and so obviously she named, I think, the last horse she bred after Kilcruit, and anyway, he's keeping it in lights.
Willie, right side of box, of course, I've appreciated a wide margin winner when last seen of the Sky Bet Supreme Novice Harley Challum.
Yeah, really fine horse, big chaser. I think we'll probably go novice chasing with him this year. There's talks of him going down the champion hurdle route, but I think probably need to go the novice chase route, and if that doesn't work out, but you know, by Jeremy out of a Santa Sant mare, I'm sure he's well up for going chasing. So I imagine that's where we're going to go.
Perfect 4 from 4 over hurdles, 3 grade 1s. He couldn't have done anything better last year.
He couldn't. He gave Michael Masterson a great season after being beaten in the Cheltenham bumper the year before. You know, to come back and have a season like that. And I mean, I thought he was going to be a staying hurdler. He absolutely astounded me that he was able to do what he was able to do over 2 miles, you know. So, you know, he's got Jeremy obviously put a lot of gears into his pedigree.
Long-term Sporting Life Arkle might well be the long-term target or the dream.
That's the dream, but I was wrong last year about him. As long as he wins in Cheltenham or goes close, I'll be happy. Yeah.
Willie, great to get a look at Allaho. He was such a impressive and a wide margin winner of the Ryanair Chase at the Cheltenham Festival.
He was. He put in some exhibition of jumping that day. I was really impressed how Rachel Blackmore got on with him. You know, she just led him at it, and he really loved it. Jumped his way to the front, just kept jumping, and trip really suited him that day. He's by no risk at all. I'm just wondering, would he have all that stamina for a Gold Cup trip? You know, we have to look at the King George. I think Connections would be delighted if we bought him over for the King George. Whether we start him off in the John Durkin, that might be a little bit soon, you know, coming back to the King George after that, but we'll see. He certainly jumps well. I brought him back to 2 miles at Punchestown, and Shakin Purcell beat him. But I still haven't given up that this fellow could win maybe a champion chase over 2 miles, because I'm not sure that I want to go the Gold Cup trip with him. The way he gallops and jumps, I think that might just break his heart if he didn't win it. So either Ryanair or champion chase. Ryanair, I suppose, looks nailed on, but you never know what happens during the season. But he's in great shape. He's, you know, he's got size, scope. I mean, he's everything you'd want in a chaser, except maybe we want a little bit more stamina for the Gold Cup. But you know, possibly John Durkin and then maybe King George.
King George, given the attacking style that he showed in the Ryanair, where he was pressing on that flat track right-handed, would that be in your head? Is that what you,
yeah. You know, it's you're turning and jumping a lot, and it's 3 miles. You know, but a lot of horses that don't have Gold Cup stamina can win the King George. Fantastic race to win. It's you know, we were lucky enough to win it once with Florida Pearl, Adrian Maguire, and I wouldn't mind another day back there.